that shit would probably feel so nice. When you're listening, your skin's glistening. It's like, yo, all these dope streamers gonna fucking get it in. Like, yo.
Wait, how big is the wiener? How big is it? Is it like a little tiny, scrawny wiener, or is it a chubby wiener? I'm doing it now. Cream pie. Pies. Cream pies. Images. Ah! The hell is wrong with you people? Why would I look that up when I can see a vagina all by myself? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Jesus Christ! God damn it! The hell! For those that weren't here earlier, Hilde creamed all over the keyboard. I did. Yes, I did. I creamed all. That's not even being a hyperbolic thing. I legit creamed all over my keyboard. Radishes suck. Radishes are cum. No, some. Yum, yum. Sorry, I can't read. I can't read. What the actual fuck? No. No. We're not clipping anything, chat. No. Off with your head. Okay. Remain is another word about ass eating. Are you fucking serious?
A little bit thicker than.
You need it thicker and you need it tight. Inseam.
Okay, there you are. They can see you now. No, I know what's wrong. It is this output. Hello, Hilde.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that this shit happens to.
I mean, I literally today, like, I did a professional live stream like the last 2 days, and not that this isn't professional, but
You're a pro streamer.
yeah, I'm a different kind of pro streamer. But yeah, like I did a paid gig thing today, and yesterday just everything possible went wrong. Like the internet died, the power went out. And yeah, but so it's okay. I'm still getting paid for it. I think, I hope, better be. So everyone, Hilde, if you don't already know, this is Hildebeest, fellow streamer, and let's see. Let's just start listing things about Hildebeest. I don't know. I don't know how long I've been following your content or anything. Like quite a while. Like I think I found you fairly early on when I got on Twitch. And I think, you know, what I enjoyed about your stream was mainly just like your personality, you know? You cover a variety of things and you do video game streams. It doesn't really matter what you're doing though. Oh no, there goes my camera blinking. The blinking camera. I would just I would watch just because it's like you're fun and like I like the contrast between like kind of what I would say how your voice sounds at first, and then like how there's a variety of things, but especially like the way that you use curse words is it's like I don't know, it's well done.
Thank you. I do try. No, I don't. I fuck up all the time and I swear all the time and I sound like a Canadian leprechaun. I'm just a mess. I'm just one big steaming pile of shitty mess. That's what I am. I fly by the seat of my pants.
Aside from my rambling, like how would you describe your content?
Definitely all Canadian. And
Canadian.
yeah.
That's the first thing I was going to say, but I was like, should I list that as like, hey, it's Hildebeest. She's a Canadian.
Yeah, it's all Canadian. I stream a lot of games. On Fridays we talk about food, so I call it Fun Friday. It's just a lot of fun. I don't take myself too seriously. Life has dished me a lot of shit in my lifetime because I'm pretty old, And I just have learned over time not to take myself seriously, or I guess streaming seriously.
Yeah.
I just want to have fun. And the day
Right.
that it stops being fun is the day that I'll just hang up my little Twitch shoes and just move on. But until then,
Yep.
I'm having a great time.
Until, I mean, like, sometimes it's the taking it seriously that is the moment when it becomes not fun. Like, I don't know. There's a variety of things about it that could definitely bring you down.
Yeah.
I guess, how do you navigate those? Like, I don't know if there's any in particular that you would want to talk about, but that seems like an interesting thing. Like, for example, I mean, like, I don't know. I guess there's like numbers and stuff like that, but that one's just so obvious. I don't even know. I think like what really matters from my perspective is your community being people that like they just genuinely want to be around what you're doing, and you're not like trying to contrive something. Do you hear my dogs barking?
I do. They're lovely. I believe that the health of a community is absolute paramount. I will not risk the health of a community just because somebody who is toxic has subbed. I don't cater to that. I don't give a fuck whatsoever. I will give them the boot. I have booted mods out. I have no problem banning mods who are basically shit weasels. This has been the worst year of my life, or one
Oh,
of
no.
the worst years of my life for 2023.
Same.
So 2023
Same.
can basically fuck off. And fuck
Yeah,
off
get
hard.
fucked 2023. Fuck you.
Yeah. You asked me how do I navigate it. I don't like drama being dragged from one stream to the next, and I particularly don't tolerate it when it comes into the stream that I happen to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And I make that quite clear to people.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that one up in particular. I mean, like, because there's a variety of different types. Like, I've dealt with like intermod fight, like two mods like fighting with each other and like wanting me to take sides. Obviously, there's various other types of drama, like, and it's. I generally try to avoid it. I think that's when I almost quit streaming the first time. Was because there was drama happening, and I was like not even really that involved with it, but just enough. And like, and it was the being asked to take sides part where I was like, I don't like, I have friends who are like fighting each other or whatever. I like all these people. They have disagreements. Maybe I even agree with one of them more, but it's like, why be part of that? And that's, I don't know if that's why I would say distance myself from politics, but definitely just started doing more of what I wanted to do on a regular basis.
Yeah, I don't care about numbers whatsoever. There are some people that stress out if they don't have, I don't know, like 100 subs in a month, or they stress out if they don't get I don't know, 100 people in chat in a stream. Like, I really don't care. For others, maybe they care because they need the money, and absolutely do it. But for me, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is keeping it light, keeping it friendly, poke fun at politicians, drag them through the mud. I don't care if the politician claims to be left, right, or center. I will give them all a good drag. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound... Does that sound...
I mean, if they're
I'll
deserving,
tug on them hard.
they deserve to be dragged just for they deserve to be dragged just for being a politician. Like, really?
They do. Yeah.
You're really gonna do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. What do you like about streaming? Because like for me, or what are the positive things about it? I think one is I grew up very religious, obviously, and my dad was a pastor, and this is something we talk about a lot here, but I know that one of the things that you miss from, when you leave the church or whatever, is that like community that you have every week, even if it's toxic and full of abusive shit and whatever. Like, at least there's, you're meeting with people on a regular basis. You get to know people, you make friends. So that's one. And then the other side is the tech stuff for me. Like I've been doing production work since I was, I don't know, like pretty young, editing videos and radio and stuff like that. So that side is just fulfilling to me in and of itself, regardless of like numbers or anything like that. So I'm just curious what things like that you have, or if there's anything that stands out.
Yeah, things that make me want to be a streamer is or are good community members, good comrades, because shit does fucking fly and drama does get created. And at the end of the day, I have to look at myself and feel that I did the very best that I could. And it does help that there are really kind people out there who just, will randomly say something kind, whether it's on Twitter or Twitch or wherever. Another thing that makes me stream is I feel community, even though I'm talking to a camera, I feel that when chat is typing something, I feel that they are speaking to me and I am speaking to them. And I don't have any friends in my real life. I don't have a single friend. So this to me...
Friends are overrated.
So this to me feels that I have friends.
Yeah.
And I think we would all be pretty fucked up if we didn't have any friends.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
this is
Human
what keeps
interaction.
me going. This is what keeps me going. Also, I mean, we also meet like other types of people that maybe we wouldn't be gravitating to in our real life. But like we'll raid into somebody and we'll check out their stream and it's like, well, hell's bells. They've got really something really going on here that I'm interested in. So, you hang out and you give them a follow and you make new comrade friends.
Yep, so unique, such a variety.
Yeah. And I mean, I have been a homeschooler for 11 years.
Yeah, that's something we could talk about because I was homeschooled.
You were homeschooled? Yeah.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved it so much. Yeah.
Growing up, were you homeschooled as well, and now you homeschool your kid?
No, I was not homeschooled.
Okay.
I probably should have been, but no, I was not. But I also grew up in a community to this day in southern British Columbia. See, I did grow up in the north, but I did live quite a bit of my life also in the southern part of BC. And that community to this day still does not have any franchises. It's very mom and pop type shops. And the school was very Waldorf. We did like a maypole dance, and it just had a lot of Waldorf aspects, and that's how I thrived.
Non-traditional, structure.
Yeah. And then my dad had died, and so my mom had moved up into the north area, and that was very detrimental to me because it was completely different from what I had grown up with, and it toughened me up. And I don't agree with the saying, "Oh, well, you need to toughen up." Yeah. Fuck that. Like, who the hell wants to be next to somebody who doesn't feel something or who is cruel just because they learned how to toughen up? Fuck that.
Yeah, well, it's way more difficult to be emotionally vulnerable than it is to close yourself off.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about what do people mean when they say toughen you up? It means it's just the same thing that so many people are struggling with if they're going through therapy, or something that gets talked about a lot in that space is how often people were taught to not express their emotions basically as children. And I feel like that's what that is, toughen you up. And it's life is going to fuck you up. It's going to fuck you up multiple times repeatedly. It's going to so that will toughen you up. But just keeping all of the feelings inside is not the way to deal with it. That's actually the worst way.
Not. Yeah. And I mean, my mom went from super, super anarchist, very left to very hard right, like very much pro Reagan, the whole hard right Christian fundamentalist side
Oh
from,
boy.
by the time I was 12 years old. So I
Yeah.
remember what left is. And when my mom had switched over, I was horrified. And she was so far to the right that she felt that we needed to be, like Ruby Ridge, right? You remember that whole thing with Ruby Ridge that went down? My mom was
Mm,
positive that we were going
I'm
to be
not
the
sure if I
next.
know. I mean, I think I know what like the general idea is. What is Ruby Ridge?
Ruby Ridge was where a guy, his name was Randy. He believed that there was the end times, and so he
Oh, it
and
was
his
like a death
family,
cult.
he and his
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
family went up, and the FBI came in and basically shot a bunch of them. But
Ah,
my mom felt the same way. So we had property way, way in the middle of nowhere, and she
mm.
was convinced that we all needed to move there. And I was like, "Holy fuck, this
Please
is
no.
messed up." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so to this day,
How old were you at that point?
12.
Oh, dang. But you were still conscious of the fact like this is weird, especially because
This is messed up. Yeah.
it can conflicted with the way that you were raised before that.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I grew up without electricity. I had to pump water from a well.
Mm,
We didn't have like a refrigerator or indoor plumbing. We didn't have any of that. We had like a nice house or a nice
dang.
box that we would put our stuff in.
Hmm.
So with those, it was a lot easier for my mom to try and convince us about all of this. But I don't know. I guess I'm a rebel. I didn't believe any of it. And
Mhm.
so I still make fun of people that are Christian fundamentalists, and maybe I shouldn't, but I do. And I mean, I went on this this
I think you
little
should.
journey. I went on this journey with my kid this summer, and we visited the Creation Museum. And I mean, I even got
Oh boy.
pamphlets from them, for fuck's sakes. Like, look at this. Does God exist? Like little shit like this. Question evolution. Where's Talarix? Like,
Oh God.
shit like this. Like,
Yeah.
fuck. Like,
That's how I was raised on that
oh
shit.
my
Like
God.
that's funny because I have a almost I don't know. It's interesting the contrast that you had with your mom because like I have a weird with my mom. Like I think that she is like anarchist and kind of raised us in that way in a lot of ways. That was a big part of the homeschool thing. Um, like self-sufficiency type stuff and like she was pretty open about the way that we did our schoolwork. Like she would just let us do whatever. Like I wrote a blog for a while and that was like my English class. Like there were ways that she was very open and like allowed us to and we all became we all ended up rejecting religion and yada yada. So she obviously instilled, critical thinking in us, but like at the same time, she was also the pastor's wife of the like fundamentalist prosperity gospel cult church. And so
Mm.
there's a really weird like I just sometimes, and she even talks about this too, like how do you have both of those, at the same time? I think people can compartmentalize stuff, but I'm
Mhm.
curious about like with your mom, if was there like something that incited it? Like was there a big life change or like how do you go how did she get radicalized in the other way? Or
That,
do you know?
yeah, my dad died when I was 10. And so
Oh,
she
right.
had to make decisions based on survival. So she
Mm.
remarried really quickly, which
Oh,
my sister and we didn't really care for that person.
yeah.
And I will
Well,
admit that I was not the nicest person, and I made his life a living hell, I am sure. However, I just felt that, and I knew my mom was doing it so that, because she had no skills. So I knew that she was trying to put food on the table for us, and I understand why she did it. I just felt that she probably could have done it a different way, but I mean, I didn't live in her shoes. As a parent myself, I I wouldn't have done what my mom had done, but I
mm,
get why she did it. And she probably switched way further to the right just simply because, following somebody that she married. So
Yeah.
that's the way it was.
I mean, that's a
And
big part of it with my mom too. Like, she was, making it work with the person that she had 4 kids with, and in that structure, the patriarchal
yeah,
family structure, like,
yeah,
they are the head of the household, and doesn't matter how wrong or right they are. And then you add on the pastor thing, and it's like all of my dad's bad tendencies were just like justified, basically, or all the ones that I would consider to be not good based on my politics and like ethics, or probably the things that you were rebelling against with that person that you mentioned.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
yeah,
So she had said to me, make sure that you don't rely on anybody because that person can die. That person
hmm
can leave you. That person can steal all your money. Make sure that you are self sufficient.
right.
So
People
that's what
change
I did.
too a lot.
That's right. That's right. So that's what I did. I decided, and my journey is really complex, but I decided because my mom was the very first person in the family to ever graduate high school, and I'm
hmm
the first person in the family to ever graduate from university. So
hmm
I don't come from a long line of people that are educated. So I made sure that I got myself educated.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been married and divorced. I learned a lot through that too. And then remarried and, did my own thing. But I've always maintained and think that if something were to happen where I would be, basically left all by to my lonesome, I think I can pretty much function. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
easy, and I could do it. I could do it because I just keep hearing my mom say to me, never rely on one single person ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there's also a tendency that people have to, like in a relationship sense, like a significant other, um, seek external validation, like from your partner, which is also setting you up for like bad things to happen in your relationship. Which, speaking of that, I mean, I got divorced this year, after 7 years, and I have 2 kids, and we were together for 12 years, like since we started dating. Um, so yeah, you said you learned a lot from that. Like what's a big standout? Like how did you change from one to the next? Like
After my
or
divorce, you mean?
yeah,
Or
how did that
um
change you?
I, I left somebody who was very abusive,
Mm,
and the only way that I knew how to leave permanently was not like to leave the house and still be in the same community. It was to
hmm
literally leave. So I graduated from school. I waited until I was finished dental school. And then I got a job up in the Arctic working for the federal government.
hmm
And he had said to me while we were doing the divorce that content warning chat. He was going to come up and fly up with a one-way ticket, and he was going to get me. He said that it would take the police to remove him and that they would find my body on the tundra somewhere.
Mm,
So
damn,
that there
scary.
just instilled in me more never rely on somebody.
hmm
And that gave me the boost that I needed because I had very low self-esteem. And I still, to this day, have very low self-esteem.
hmm
And it just gave me the boost that I needed to, yes, divorce that person because he's incredibly dangerous and also start a new life. It's okay to be with Hilde. Like, I was okay with being with me. I
hmm
had always tried, I guess, to be with someone because I didn't really want to be alone. And at that moment, I was alone in the middle of fuck all nowhere. And I was okay with that. I learned a lot about myself, that I am a strong person,
hmm
that I have values that are okay, that I am a decent human being, I feel. I'm goddamn
I would say
fun.
so.
And
True. All
it's
true.
it's just an amazing thing to explore and find my own identity. I wasn't attached. I wasn't so-and-so's wife. I was me, all by
Yeah.
myself.
How old were you when you got married that first time?
I was, I think, 23, 22 when I got married. And then I was divorced by the time it was 7 years. So like 29, 30. It was about that time.
Is that where is this where the term 7-year itch comes from? I don't know. A 7-year, is there even a saying about like 7 years in marriage is like,
Yeah,
it's like
it
always
is.
the time?
Yeah. And the weird thing is I still would have been married to that person. It's just that he felt that having other partners was more sufficient to him. And I would have been open to maybe that, well, maybe not, but maybe that arrangement when we got married.
Yeah.
But after we got married, that's when he started to change the rules. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh,
We already
yeah.
had a discussion, and that was not part of our arrangement in the beginning. And so then I started the wheels of motion to get educated, finish school, and then, of course, it was incredibly abusive. So it was for the best that I got away.
Well, I'm glad that you did.
Even now, this, like, I have an unlisted number. I always have. Even now, my family in British Columbia, like as early as like 3 months ago, he was calling them saying, "Where's Hilde? I need to talk to her." And they're like, fuck off, just fuck off. She's fine. Leave her alone.
Yeah,
So,
like now.
this has been like decades, and he still can't let go.
Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm happy for you though. But yeah, it's interesting how much self-esteem can come out of just stepping away from somebody. Because like in the same way, if you're reliant on them for validation, like then obviously you might have a reason to get away, like just, the abusive stuff that you mentioned, like that's just for safety reasons you could get away, but like you might still have that dependence on their validation. And this is something that I've been dealing with, but like I've been working on it, is like, I don't know, like you depend on them for your self-esteem basically.
Uh-huh.
And so like it's amazing how from stepping away from them, you would think that because you don't have them around anymore, you're just going to feel like shit, which maybe you do to some extent, but at the same time, like you can really feel suddenly, oh, I can do things. Like this is something that my mom mentioned because she and my dad got divorced somewhat recently. And one thing we were talking about, because I've been like having a lot of financial turmoil and like dealing with, all kinds of stuff. And I felt bad about it, but I also realized over time, or something she said to me is like, because I always thought I was bad at money or whatever. And I assumed, and my wife did a lot of the bill stuff. Like I assumed that basically I was bad at it, but she's like, well, I used to think that I was bad at doing these types of like house projects and stuff. But over time, like once I just started doing it, then I suddenly had a realization of like, I'm not bad at this stuff. I just have never like had the opportunity to learn it and like let the other person do it. And I've noticed a lot of that where it's like, that's where self-esteem comes from as well, as being like, I'm not relying on you for just validating me in general, or any of these things that I was relying on you for. I just have to do it. And then I'll be like, okay, I can do it.
Yeah. Growing up in a toxic, this is what I've learned. Growing up in a toxic relationship, like my mom, because my mom and I had issues for years, and she's long since in the ground, so I can talk smack about her anyway. But growing up in a toxic environment, switching over to relationships that are very adult, where you have a partner, that is very hard to break, because for me, I felt that being in a toxic relationship was normal. That's what everybody did. And it took me years to figure out, no, it's not okay. It's definitely not okay to be treated like dirt, to have zero self-esteem, to be forced to be cut off from everybody, to have like no money whatsoever. Like that is absolutely fucked up. And once I figured that out, that was when I could start the wheels in motion. Okay, I don't have any money, but you know what? I'm enrolled in school. So I got to finish school. And then I just kept doing little baby steps of goals just so that I could get to the end goal of literally leaving. And then once I left, it was very lonely at first and it was not normal. And it was because I recently got diagnosed with ADHD. And it was like all of the balls that are going off in my head and just everything clanging around in a toxic relationship for years. And suddenly I'm all by myself, everything quieted down. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so used to the noise and I don't know what to do. Like I was just fit to be tied. I didn't know. And then through therapy and all of that, it's like, yeah, that's how it should be. You should not be in a toxic relationship. You should have the quiet times. So enjoy what you have. Learn to love yourself. Learn to accept things about you. Grow. Take up a fucking hobby. Learn new skills. Be okay with yourself.
And you can be. I mean, like that's through that process, you become okay with yourself more and more. But I do think, yeah, for me, there was pretty instant recognition of that difference as well. For me, it's like anxiety. I don't have any anxiety. I say that I have like reverse anxiety disorder where like I should be worried about things and I'm not. Like, and it's, you know, I can tend to, maybe it's avoidance or whatever, but I can tend to be like letting things really go to shit a lot because I don't worry about it ever. But there, I had gotten to this place where I was just like always stressed out and like always, you know, worrying if I was doing the right thing and like hyper vigilant. And then suddenly it's like, especially with my kids, like, am I doing the right thing with them? Or like, what's the schedule? What's this? What's that? Blah, 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 blah. Did I fuck up all the time? And then like, suddenly I'm by myself and I'm like, oh, I just like, I feel like that for a second. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I can do whatever I want. Like, and I'm also not fucking up. It's just like, I'm just going with the flow. And it made a lot of things, like, for example, when I'm with my kids, like, it's a lot more chill with them somehow. I don't know, like, because I'm way more relaxed and everything.
Yeah. I found that I was not as bad as what I was told that I was. So I was told that I was very bad with money. I wasn't. I was told that I, couldn't cook. I can. I was told that I couldn't clean. Yeah, I can. Like all these things that I was consistently told that I was not good at. I was put down. No, I'm actually okay with, so just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
And if you're not good at something, nobody's good at anything that they haven't done before. I mean, like people have aptitudes maybe for certain things. I think when somebody has an aptitude for something, all that really usually is that that's something that you genuinely like doing. And that's why you'll just do it a lot because you like it, whether or not you're good at it or not. And so that's where some people were like, oh, they have a natural ability. I think for the most part, it's just like, they just like doing that. And so, but even if it's not something you like doing, but something that you have to do, like you can get good at it, or you can at least get sufficient at it. You don't have to be the best at everything. Like when you grow up with 3 siblings and are extremely competitive, you don't have to be the best at anything, actually. You can just do what you want. That's what you should
absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
How did you start streaming? Like, what's the story there?
Oh, Jesus, Murphy. I found Twitch through YouTube. there was a Canadian political streamer, and they had just mentioned this thing called Twitch, and I was like, oh, okay, what is that? So I accidentally found Twitch, and then I found Lucid Fox and the Surfs. Those were the two that popped up on my thing. So I just sat and watched, and I'm such a boomer that I signed in with my actual name. I didn't realize that everybody picked like a fake name.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my real name on there for a long time. And then Devil gave me my name. So I'm very grateful for that. So
Oh,
I
interesting.
changed it.
I didn't know that lore.
And then, yeah. Devil gave me that name because I was modding. And when I was modding for streamers who were very much the debate bro. So there would be hundreds and hundreds of people in chat. And so I was one of the mods in there. And it was just absolute fucking chaos. And everybody was talking about, is Nazi, ism, is that bad? Or I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes, this is ridiculous. So I cut my teeth on modding for high-end streamers. And then I thought,
debate bro streamers.
Yeah. And so I thought, I want to stream and I want to make it fun and I want to keep it light, but I want to do some politics and maybe I'll have some game days because I had never played a game before until I was on Twitch when I streamed.
Oh, okay. Not a single one.
No, I never played Pong or Donkey Kong or Pac-Man or anything like that. No. My very first game I played was Hellblade.
Okay.
And I thought, I don't know if anybody will watch me, but I'll just, poke around and do my thing.
I bet that was really entertaining. I wish we could see that now. That's funny. That's crazy. It's obviously you're open to like learning still, which is good. I mean, a lot of times I'm already at the point, I'm 29. I'm already at the point where I'm like, fuck all this new shit. Like when I started getting on Twitch and I started like trying to set up stream and alerts and like got super overwhelmed. I still like look at Discord with side glance, like that it's just, it feels complicated and like I can't do it. But that can be, people can get that way regardless of age. Like that's just a mentality that a lot of people have. Like they don't want to learn new stuff. Or it's not that they don't want to, like maybe they want to do something that requires them to learn new skills, but they just say like, I can't learn that because I'm whatever, I'm stuck in my ways, or, I don't know. Why do you think that is, that so many people are like that? Or I guess in reverse, like why you're still open to learning stuff or trying to play games when you've never done so before in public, on a public live stream? Is that what it is? Is it just voyeurism? Are you just like, I'll do it because everyone will watch me struggle at it or something?
Well, it is fun to see me have conniptions, and because I have high anxiety, so it is kind of fun to watch me, lose my shit at all this stuff.
It is,
but
very
I think
fun.
part of it, like I have to have a lot of help from chat, and I'll be brutally honest about it. I'll be like, how do I fix this? Because I don't know. I am actually very impressed with myself that I have my setup and, I've got my bells and whistles that I really like. I have to credit, several people like Yikey and Devil, and Holistic. I have to credit a lot of people because they helped me out. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have what I have. I would still stream, but I wouldn't have what I have. I like to learn a lot, and I've got the type of a brain that, maybe it's the ADHD thing, where if I have something in my head, I can't get it out of my head, which is another reason why I don't sleep. I can't get it out of my head until I figure out, till I figure it out. So if there is a game that somebody has suggested to me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, how do they make this? I call it a spaceship. I call it a spaceship. So I'm like, how do they make the spaceship fucking work? Or is it with the keyboard and mousey thing? Like, how do they do that?
Funny.
So I
It really
will.
is like a spaceship, though. Like the whole stream setup too is like a spaceship, which is funny because remember when I was a kid, I was really like, I always wanted to just like have a big cardboard, like a bunch of cardboard boxes that like was built into a spaceship with like a bunch of consoles and bells and whistles and knobs. Like I always, because like I wanted to pretend in that way, but now I'm like looking at all this shit. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
so many buttons. There's so
Yeah.
many knobs and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's funny. The spaceship. Yeah, it totally
Yeah.
is.
But I mean, there's maybe other people who would like to stream, but then they look at, oh my God, I got to set up an account for this. Oh my God, I've got to figure out how to do OBS. And it might be too overwhelming for them.
hmm
So it might be that their brain just can't get past that. And for me, I'm very inquisitive. So I will go to the nth degree to try to figure shit out. Again, probably ADHD.
I mean, it's funny. I remember seeing something one time about the top careers for ADHD people, and like streaming is on there, just because I think because it involves so many things, and maybe that hyper focus thing. What I would say is that no matter what your skills are, because I have a production background and like I've been a technical person for my whole life, and I have like a broadcasting, like interview discussion, like that type of background. Um, but even like you think that would be like, oh, that's what you need to do Twitch, but like but then what about social, like managing a group of people? Like these are actual people with emotions, and like, go back to the drama thing, that's a whole thing. Managing chat, managing all these different apps and all that stuff. Like no matter what you're good or bad at, there's going to be stuff that you're going to have to figure out. So yeah, I would just say like take it one step at a time. But the other thing that you said, well, take it one step at a time. Remember that you can do stuff, even if you have told yourself, or a bad relationship or whatever has told you that you can't do stuff. You are capable
Yeah.
if you want, and ask for help, because like literally so many people willing to help, and like a lot of them are better at it than you. Like they have their skills, so that's what's cool about the community component too.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about me streaming was I've been a fraidy cat my whole life. And one day I just thought, I don't want to be afraid anymore. I literally don't want to be afraid. So I am going to try and figure out how to stream and,
As in
figure
like
out.
talk, like social situations afraid, or
Well,
just in general?
I used to have that, but I took when I was in my 20s, I took a Toastmasters thing
Oh, okay.
and that brought me out. So I knew that I was able to have a conversation and I knew how to carry the conversation and to keep it flowing.
Yeah,
But I was scared of the technical part. And
right.
so I thought and I was also scared of a lot of trolls and haters because when I first started streaming, because I have a flag behind me, there
Yep.
are people out there, and they know who they are, who were really awful to me.
hmm
And I mean, I had only had like maybe 75 people follow me, and I was getting bombarded with a lot of hate brigades. So
Yep.
that
When was that? When did you start?
I don't know, 4 years ago, 4 years ago. I forget when I
Okay.
started streaming. So there was a lot that was going on. And because I had modded for, high-end people, I already knew how to deal with that kind of bullshit.
Right.
And that was part of my confidence too. Like,
Like
I can handle
procedurally, you
that.
know how to deal with it, but there's
Yeah,
also the emotional like
yeah,
aspect of it.
yeah. So I already knew how to handle that. And that boosted my confidence to keep going. It didn't
Right.
dissuade me at all. It just made me think, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. I can keep doing it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what people think that are haters. I really don't give a shit.
So it's literally like changed you in that way then. That
Oh, yeah.
original, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because to me, I'd be like, don't fuck with Hildy at all. Like that's just obvious. But maybe it's funny thinking that before streaming, you weren't like that necessarily. Um, or maybe you were, but not in the same ways. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, because I had been put down so many times in my life, and
Hmm.
so I was just like, one day I thought, I don't know anything about how to, like, I still don't know how to turn the TV on. It's been 30 some odd years. I still have not turned the TV on because I don't know how to make it work, because it comes with like 4 or 5 fucking remote control things. I don't know how to make the TV work. So I thought, I'm not going to be scared
Yeah.
anymore. I'm going to figure this shit out, and I'm going to make it work. And that's what I did, because I
Hell
wanted
yeah.
to be able to just do it.
And you did. And here we
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
We're
And I don't
so
and
years
I don't
later.
take bullshit. I just don't take bullshit at all.
Nope. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. Last thing, I guess, and hop off and get ready for Globus to jump in here. Do you have plans for this coming year, either personally or like stream content ideas or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah. So Younger Beast and I, we went driving all around Alberta,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a video. It's up on YouTube.
Oh shit.
And
You have a
we're gonna
YouTube?
do, oh yeah, and oh god, it's fucking hilarious because my kid, goddamn, my kid keeps me grounded.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, yeah, you should watch it. I'm dead serious.
Is it
That
Hildebeest? Oh, there it is.
it is like content worthy to show it
Let's
on
go.
your stream.
Oh, I believe you. I was already thinking about it. That's not what I
Oh,
wanted to
it's
piece.
content building. Oh yeah.
Let's
So we're gonna
go.
do that
Everybody follow
again.
Hildebeest on
So
YouTube
yeah, we're
and
gonna do
Twitch.
that again this summer. We're gonna go driving around and
You're gonna make more content?
make more content. Yeah.
Let's go. Have you considered what did you do any IRL stuff? IRL streaming when you were out on the road?
No, I don't know how to do that.
It's not that hard, honestly. Like in some ways it's nice because it's like so simple compared to this. Like you just basically get on your phone and go live as long as you have service.
I
Like if you
have
have,
this. I
yeah,
have this.
exactly. And then you have another phone to read chat, and then that's pretty much all you do. Like you can get fancy gizmos and shit. You can get like a gimbal that will like keep your phone steady or whatever, or like, or you could get wireless mics like that'll connect to the Bluetooth. That, but like aside from that, or you can get extra batteries or like stuff like that that helps with IRL streaming. But for the most part, like it's not, when I've done it, it's nice because I have all this techie shit, and when I go live, I'm just on the phone. It's just like, oh, like what's up? You just hang out. So I would consider it. Obviously, there's like when you're out and about, there's more like safety things you got to be aware of. Like don't
Yeah.
show exactly where you are necessarily, but that could be pretty fun, I bet.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was a great time. And I mean, we went to the Creation Museum, and then
Oh yeah.
I
Is that in the video?
well, it part of it is, yeah.
Okay.
But I did a 45-minute I showed it on stream actually. We did an audio of the tour that I experienced, and it was just terrific. Just awful, awful, awful. And I mean, the guy that was giving us the tour asked me if I believe that humans and dinosaurs coexisted together. And I was like, no. And he's like, well, they did.
Like, okay.
So Talarix and I were thinking about going to the Museum together, maybe doing some sort of like like a team effort, and maybe we'll do a live stream. Like
Yes.
that would be kind of fun.
Yes. Oh my God, please do that. That would be so awesome.
It would be hilarious, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel. Maybe I've subscribed to it before I switched YouTube accounts, but I'm definitely gonna check out that video. I also see the Satanic Panic cake, so that's going in my list too.
Oh, that was for Devil.
Oh, nice. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. It looks
So
really cool from
I
here.
do a lot of cake videos. That's mostly my cake video thing.
Yeah.
And I just decided to squeak in, the trip around Alberta. Like I'm not kidding. I do not disappoint.
I believe you. I'm excited to watch it. We'll probably watch it during this 24-hour stream, honestly. So
It's content worthy. It really is.
well, this has been Hilde Beast, Canadian, and all around badass. We love you. You're awesome. Thank you for coming on stream again. It was fun to talk to you one-on-one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll see each other around very
Yeah.
soon.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I am just eternally grateful, and I only want good things for you. You're such an amazing human, and if you ever want to talk, off
Yeah,
off the
probably so.
the
Yeah.
thing here, give me a dingle. We'll chat
Okay.
for sure.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you
Thank you so
so
much,
much.
Hilde.
All right.
Have a
Take
good
care.
night. Bye bye.
Bye.
Levelhead. I am Levelhead.